Is Bill O'Brien the Kaiser Soze of quarterback gurus? Like everybody thinks he's out there as a quarterback guru, and he just doesn't exist. What is going on there?
It's what I call the Emeril Lagasse problem. So, if you and I want to go out and open up a restaurant, right, and let's go steal all of Emeril Lagasse's recipes and we'll go open it up and we'll cook it good. But we really don't know those recipes very well, so we'll be out of business in about 2 weeks because nobody will be eating any of our food, even though we're cooking Emeril's food. So you can't steal somebody's offense. And I think Bill's trying to run that New England offense down in Houston, and I think he's running into that bankruptcy where they're going to be, the diners closed here because he can't quite get it. And I think this is week, if he goes with Watson, which I think he will, he's got to run an offense that's tailored to Watson. Quarterbacks are like baseball stadiums. You got to build your offense around what they can do. Not all of them can do everything. And not all of them are Tom Brady. And I think that, when you watch the Texans play, if it's single high, they throw the ball outside. If it's too deep, they run the ball. They're pretty basic in what they do. And I think they have to become a little bit more diversified. But look, all that being said about Bill O'Brien, I think the problem is the offensive line. If you don't block for anybody, and they didn't block last week, I don't care who you are, you can't win.
So then he puts Watson in there because he moves around better than Savage?
I think it gave him a chance. I think they needed to get some lift. Nobody thought that they were going to, be down at the half that they were. And look, let's face it, I'm critical of Blake. I call him Blake Tannick, Blake Bortles, but
Blake Tannick.
The reality here is that they didn't even play with a quarterback in their game. Rich, when you watch the Jacksonville game, they won that game because Ivory, because Fournette. They made plays. He made a couple throws in the game, but for the most part, I thought Doug Marrone and his staff did a great job. They said, you know what? We're going to basically run the way we're going to play the way we play. And Kevin Clark and I were talking about this yesterday. So they were like Princeton. They ran the Princeton offense, and if you can't stop it, they're going to win. But if you stop it, they don't have another way to go. I thought that's what Jacksonville did a good job of.
Ask him the poll question, Christopher. Go for it.
Yeah, Michael, which 1-0 team is the biggest smokescreen?
Well, Fugazi. Use Fugazi for Lombo.
Yeah,
which is the biggest Fugazi at 1-0?
Bills, Jags, Rams, Ravens.
What do you think?
I would say the Jags, because I don't think the Jags are going to be able to win playing without a quarterback.
Blake Tannick?
Blake Tannick. Well, because it's like being on the Titanic. Look, you can't play quarterback in this league the way he does it. It's just not fair. People say you're too harsh on him. Look, I'm harsh on the reality that Jacksonville won't admit that they need a quarterback. Look, I know for a fact in their interviews with people, they barely brought up the conversation about Blake Bortles until the last 5 minutes of the interview because I don't think they wanted to hear the answer.
From Marones of the world? And
from coaches? The coaches that they interviewed. Yeah, I don't think they wanted to hear the answer. I think the answer is they have to manage Blake. And they did a great job of it, Rich. Don't take anything away. But that formula, that Princeton formula of winning in the NFL doesn't exist.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you liked some of that, get some more of that on the Rich Eisen Show app. Follow all the information you see right here on the Rich Eisen Show.